So now in step 9 we have to assemble these very small pumps. We have a couple of pump bases, some drives, and some pumps. And of course 2 more on the next sprue. I'm gonna do them now. Now these appeared to be small pumps, and I can only hope these very small pumps were perhaps part of the firefighting system, more generally part of the damage control system. And I think they were very important because in those times, and not only, push comes to shove, it's the damage control party and discipline and organization and dedication, I could say, that will save a ship from sinking once it started to get hit by heavy shells, and not only by heavy shells but by any kind of shells. I remember those terrible fires in the superstructure. They should have been put down by fire control, by damage control parties, crews, and if you don't have the proper equipment and the proper crew, you go to bottom. These crews working these small pumps, if they were indeed firefighting pumps, they will not win the battle. But they will give a supplementary chance to the ship to actually survive, to go back in port. Very interesting subject. A subject that's not very much discussed and that's not very much quantified in the war games and in the battle scenarios. It's also a scenario, a chapter or a viewpoint, if you want, that wasn't at all considered when I did that simulation with ChatGPT. You remember a couple of episodes ago. ChatGPT didn't say anything about damage control parties, one side or the other. I don't know yet how to explain it, but I feel more relaxed building this model than the Cesarewitch from Trumpeter. On one hand, perhaps because this is already the second model, I know I'm gonna screw up every now and then, so I don't stress myself too much about that. That one was the first model, the first real model I've done, and it was also with recording and movies on episodes on YouTube and so on. The moving out of the house and into the new house and so on. And also, quite important, I should say, it was a double build. And you remember the last period, just before Christmas, perhaps I said that weeks were passing and time was flying, and I wasn't able to finish the model, or the models. Yeah, it was a bit stressful. In the end I finished, but the price was paid by you, the viewers, because I had such a long period of time when I didn't publish anything. I much prefer now to make a long pause between the models, and then once I start having the episodes, be more regular in uploading them on YouTube. Not to disappoint anybody anymore. This one is not okay. I think I have to work it out again. Still too much glue, but I tell you, it's much better than what I had before in the Cesarewitch. Okay, something like this. I'm gonna leave it dry, and I'm gonna continue with the pumps. Okay, the small pumps are now assembled. They all need a bit of touch up, but considering where they will be inside this island, I don't believe they will be visible. Anyway, another great effort, like the Titanic stair. Once you cover it with a roof or something, nobody will see it anymore. But it is what it is. So this part is done, and this was step 9. I have to let it dry and then install them on the island. They will stay here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. And then we have to populate with the 3 inches guns in step 10 right away. So the small pumps are now in place, and we'll have to start cutting, separating these 3 inches guns. Now these guns, they also have their own story. Not much to tell, but they were the same guns that Dreadnought, HMS Dreadnought used. 3 inches, 50 calibers, Mark 1. And for these guns there was no Mark 2. I think Lord Nelson class used them, Dreadnought used them, and then the next class, the following class from Dreadnought, the Bellerophon, I think it used them. After that, I believe all the other Dreadnoughts went to 4 inches guns as their secondary armament. I didn't check, however, the battle cruisers. I'm pretty sure the Invincibles used these guns because they were built pretty much in the same period of time, but I don't know about the other ones, the next ones. Yeah, I'm gonna cut all of them and install in the island. And if I'm not mistaken, this is all about step 10. Oh no, there are some big pieces to be added on the island. I think 2, 4, 5 pieces, 5 big pieces on the island. We'll see about that. For sure I will not need to paint them. In the meanwhile, the snow removal tractor came by. We had some snow today. Not much. Barely, I think less than 3 inches. But the tractor comes to clean the drive if it snows more than 2 inches. That's 5 centimeters for the Canadian and European viewers. It makes for a nice spectacle, nice show when it comes. It's quite impressive. A lot of lights and a bit of sound also, especially if it arrives at 3 AM. It might happen sometime. I think this one is not very well fixed. We have some neighbors who had this plan with a tractor. They pay in advance, and the tractor comes the whole winter when it's a snow like this. And we have other neighbors who do themselves the snow removal on their drives, on some other neighbors also, or on somebody else's drive. They have those snow removal machines, but I don't have time for those. I don't have time. So at least for now, we subscribe to the tractor, and it's quite a serious business. You can count on the tractor to come. That's a good thing. These are very serious people. Anyway, I will do the rest of the guns off camera, and we'll see about the other pieces that I have to install on the island. Yeah, for the rest of the pieces we have the J15 twice. They come here. Somehow. We have D7. This is a D7 that comes over there. Like this, but it's not yet in the correct position. We have D8. This one is the D8 that stays here. Yeah. And we have the D16, which stays over here. I think they're okay now. I should just glue them in place. Again, no painting for this interior, invisible and very grey pieces. And this absolutely concludes the step number 10. Sorry if I managed to make such a long episode from this not so long 2 steps 9 and 10. but it is what it is. Well, thank you for watching.